quick look at my planning shows that I need to create the statistics and game history. Here's my test plan for infinite mode. We're going to see the instructions, play 6 games, and have a good mix of win, losing, and tying so that we can confirm that our stats works correctly. Note that we are displaying the computer choice so that we can control whether we win, lose, or tie a given round. I then have a second test plan for regular mode, where I just play 3 rounds and don't show my game history. And I also have an unexpected input test plan for if the user opts for infinite mode and then chickens out on the first round. My first step is to create a second version just in case things go wrong and I need to revert back to old code. We have a PEP8 error in our compare function. To fix it, go Shift F6 and change the variable name to round results. Our next step is to go to where we're initializing our variables. And I'm going to set up variables for the rounds tied and the number of rounds lost. Underneath my RPS list, I can set up an empty game history list, which we'll use to create the game history. Next, I'm going to scroll down to where we've got some results. Now it's your turn to write some code. Have a look at your goals, pause this video, and give it a go. For rounds tied, I've increased rounds tied by 1 and have a feedback variable where we say it's a tie. If the user loses, we can update the rounds lost variable and give feedback. And of course, we need an else statement for if they win. My next step is to replace the result in that print statement with the feedback because it looks more attractive. And as I'm wanting to use this feedback in a number of places, I can set up a round feedback variable, and then I can set up a history item variable which includes the round feedback and also says which round is involved. Then I can print the round feedback for the user and add the history item to the game history list. And as always, you'll want to comment your code. Please test your code and make sure that you are satisfied with the output. Our next step is to scroll down to the end of the code and calculate the game statistics. You can see some starter code on your screen. Please pause this video and see if you can complete the statistics area. And here's the code that I have for the statistics. And underneath, I've outputted the statistics to the user. At this stage, you should test your code, and once the statistics works, I'd like you to recycle the code that we used from the last project and see if you can ask the user if they want to see their game history and display it if they say yes. So I completed that code off camera, and when I tested it, I immediately noticed that I had a problem. If you've been following me exactly, you will have the same issue, so you would probably want to create a debugging slide because this is recyclable. Here's what my debugging slide looks like. Please make sure that you fix your code if necessary. And we're almost done in that my code now works correctly. But if I do the chicken out thing by choosing infinite mode and then choosing to quit, you can see that we have a problem because the game crashes. Yours will probably do the same. If you're confident, please go ahead and change your code so that it doesn't crash. My solution is to say that if the rounds played is more than 0, we can calculate and display the statistics. Otherwise, we say that they chickened out. This means that I can show that my program worked correctly, and in an assessment, I'd update my documentation with testing screenshots. And just in case you're struggling to get your game history to display, you can see that the code I used is on your screen. In the next video, we're going to start another project.